thank you for joining me today. I'm Jen. I'm Easton Crafts on Instagram. And I've been crafting for basically as long as I can remember. And then about a year ago, I decided to go ahead and start an Instagram page to track and just keep a visual history of all of the crafts that I've been making. And I've been doing a lot of cards. With being stuck at home and just not being able to really see anybody for the last couple of years, I started doing cards and sending them to friends and family. And it was just a fun way for me to be creative and then also keep in touch with people. And so it's been a lot of fun, and I've done a lot with it, and I really like it. And then just this year, maybe mid-January, I started getting into the Happy Planner, and so I've been doing that as well. So that's now popping up on my Instagram. But essentially anything I make, I'm trying to record if it's feasible. I started knitting socks, and that's kind of not as easy to record, so I haven't been doing that. But paper craft stuff for sure, I'm just recording and then putting the videos here just so people can see my process of it. And I think it's great. I mean, even when I have mess ups or fails, I still think it's good for people to see, just because everyone does it, right? It's not perfect. I think it's just good for everyone to see some, what really happens instead of just the curated Instagram pages. So anyway, today I'm going to be making a gatefolded birthday card. And I have a few papers here that I'm using. This is going to be the background for my card, which is just this kind of like textured cardstock from the Paper Studio. And then I have these two papers that are from the Park Lane Sonoma book. I was at Joann's the other day getting a circular knitting needle for my socks, and their paper books were 50% off, so I grabbed a couple different ones. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the card back ready. And I'm going to do an A2. I pretty much have strictly done A2s just because they're smaller and they fit in the A2 envelopes, and they're just a nice size, I think. Okay, so I need to, let's do this. I need to cut this down to 8.5 by 5.5, which will give me the A2 size. And I'm going to hang on to that because I'm going to need it again. Okay. And then I need to score this to make the gatefold. So I have 4 1/4 in the center, and then these are going to fold in like this. So I need 2 1/8 on each side. And let's see if I have one of those craft fails I was just talking about. I want to fold the other direction, actually. There we go. And so then I'm gonna cover this sides, and then I'm gonna put a block around it to kind of keep it in the flap there. So I'm actually gonna use, I'll cut that in a little bit. Get the back layered on. I still need the cutter. Okay. So I want an 1/8 inch green border all around. So I need to cut this into, let's see, this is 5.5, so I want to go 5.25. Cut this little piece off because it's making it hard to get in my cutter. It's got a hole in it. I'm gonna go 5.25 the other way though to keep this pattern. Oy. There we go. And then, so I need to do, that was 2 1/8. So I need to go 1 7/8. Like that. Okay. So I'm going to get those attached, and I'm just going to use a glue roller here. And I just always eyeball everything. I would like to try to make sure that I get these at least somewhat level. Alright, so there we have that. And then now I'm going to put a little like square piece with the sentiment on it over the top, and it'll only attach to one side so that it opens. I'm going to set this aside, and oops, I didn't even get my stamping. Okay, so I am going to heat emboss the sentiment on here in a gold, using gold embossing powder so that it matches the gold in the paper. And I'm going to use this square Happy Birthday from Concord and Night. Oh, jeez. And I need to go get paper. Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to line this up. And then I'm going to use this anti-static powder because this is a full goober on there. Because this is a full block, it is probably not going to be fully filled in with the gold, but we'll see how well it works. I've done it before with a dark I used this one before with like a dark red color, burgundy, and it was very distressed looking, but it worked for what it was, so I'm assuming that's going to happen again, but let's see. We'll see what happens. And I'm going to trim around the edge of this so it doesn't have to be totally square on this paper right now. I need to put my this is just to catch for the embossing powder. So and this is an embossing ink, so it's clear, but the embossing powder will stick to it. So let's see how that went. Oof, that didn't work at all. Okay. Interesting. I'm just gonna cap that so I don't spill it, and we're gonna try again here. Wow, I don't know why that didn't work. I'm gonna just go ahead and emboss that just so it is out of the way. Okay, I wiped it down with just a baby wipe. So we'll see if that does anything. Just to try to get anything off the stamp that's sticking. It's been here and up here. I'm not sure if maybe it's just where the plate's sitting. Could be any number of things here that are going wrong. I'm gonna do this. Just kind of rub from the back side too, and hopefully not cause a slippage and an extra impression. That's definitely not perfect, but it's at least better. The words are all at least clear. Okay, so set all the stamping stuff aside now. And I'm just going to use this heat embossing gun. We'll see if you can kind of see this taking place here. Okay, so I'm gonna let that dry for a minute just so when I cut around it I don't mess anything up. Because it's heat embossed, because it's that melted powder, it can be a little bit tacky, kind of like a semi-dry paint for a little bit, so I don't want to do anything with my cutter and then smudge it. So let's see. I think we're okay now. Okay, so I am just going to trim just right around it. I don't really want any white space, so let's see. A little bit on there, but go. My paper trimmer doesn't really like when you try to cut too small of a slice off. There we go. And I'm gonna need this again. Okay. So now I'm going to layer this and then some of that, and then I also want to put in a little bit of this pink, or kind of like dusty pink, I guess, color, just to bring some of that out, and I think the gold will look really good on that. So let's see the size of this. Should be 2 by 2. So let's see, I don't want to do a full 1/8. So let's do, well, actually let's do an 1/8. Just to show a little bit more of it. And then the green border around it, I want to be not white, so So that was, let's do this. I should be done with the cutter. We'll see. So stack like that, and voila. Okay, so I'm just gonna tape them down. To curl a little bit, probably from trimming it so close. Okay, so then all I need to do is just figure out where I want this and then just tack it down on the one side. And let's see, dead center, yeah, let's do that. So I am just going to do the tape just on part over here. And there we have it. And now, let's see. Grab my plastic score. I don't want to, this cardstock has the white center, so I don't want to end up cracking it too much to where the white's hanging out, but I want it to be able to close a little bit more flat here. And there we go. And then what I'll do is I'll actually put just a white piece of paper on the inside there to be able to write in it. But that's easy enough. Just cut your paper, glue it in, and then write what you want. My sister did come up with a really good idea because I was wanting people to be able to reuse the cards when they get them. So I was taking, and instead of gluing in something on the inside to write on, I was just sticking a note in with washi tape. And then that way, this is coming up a little bit on the corner. Then that way, the person that receives it could write what they want in there. Get that tape. The person that receives it could write what they want in there and then send it on again. But she, you know, it's not like everyone that you would be sending it to would have washi tape to be able to redo it. And so she came up with the idea of using photo corners on the insides. And then that way you could take your message and just clip it in, which I think is a really, really cool idea. And I haven't been really doing it for birthday cards just because they're you know, they're so personal, but like you definitely could. And then hello, just hey cards and anything like that. Thank you cards can always be reused and passed on. So I may or may not do it on here. I'm not sure. Trying to decide. But anyway, there we go. Thank you for joining me. Please check out and follow me on Instagram, just at Easton Crafts. I post all of my cards there, anything I make, even stuff that I may not necessarily video, like knitting, and all of my Happy Planner stuff there. And then here, please subscribe, like, comment, let me know what you think. I'd welcome your feedback, and then that way I know what kind of videos you like to see. So thank you.